Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay, Atlanta's new standard in payroll. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, it's important to thank our sponsor, OnPay. Without them, we couldn't be sharing these important stories. Today on Atlanta Business Radio, we have Gwennetta Wright with Xpert Tax Service. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. I'm so excited to learn what you're up to, especially this time of year. It's so important. Tell us a little bit about Xpert Tax Service. How are you serving folks?
So, Xpert Tax Service, well, thank you first for having me on. Xpert Tax Service is a tax preparation company where we help individuals and small business owners that are single member LLCs and sole proprietors save money when filing their tax.
Now, what's your backstory? Have you always been involved in this line of work?
I've been doing it for a long time now. I'm doing it for 19 years this year, in business for the last 17. So I've been doing it for quite some time now.
Now, what is it about kind of this line of work serving the business community when it comes to taxes that is so important to you? Why did you get involved in this line of work?
With taxes is very important for me because I think as even individuals, but especially small business owners, we take the lack of what taxes and how it affects our lives very lightly. As a business owner, it's very important for you to know like your bottom line when you're operating your business and how your taxes affect that. So for me, it's just important that I get out the education, not just preparing taxes for people, but making sure they're educated about their specific tax situation so that they're not faced with getting liens on their homes, owing so much to the IRS, and then not knowing what to do.
Now, have you always specialized in helping business people?
Yes, I have. I have a passion for business people because I'm a business owner myself. And when I first started in business, I didn't have anyone to really educate me really on business or on my taxes. You see so many like celebrities, influencers going to jail or facing tax issues because the lack of education. So for me, it's very important for small business owners to understand their taxes.
Now we're in January, the end of January. Is there something that I should be doing right now that can help me with my taxes?
Well, as anybody, like an individual or a small business owner, you should be gathering your documents. I say make a list of everything that you had going on last year that could affect you tax-wise, and make sure that before you go try to file your taxes that you have all your tax documents. So that way you don't have any issues later on because you left something off. Also, for like my small business owners, definitely start crunching your numbers. If you have not kept up with your bookkeeping as far as what you had coming in each month and what you had going out each month, start gathering those numbers so that you are taking advantage of all the deductions that you can take as an owner, business owner, and as an individual.
Now, is it too late for me right now to make any moves, or do I still have time to do certain things?
It's really kind of too late for the 2022 tax season, but it's never too late to be preparing for next year. So one thing is for like individuals that have jobs, start, check your withholdings. What I'm seeing a lot of in tax season has just started is with a lot of individuals not paying no money in taxes. And what that is causing is for a lot of people to end up owing when they possibly didn't want to owe. They might wanted more money in their check, but they're not just getting more money in their check. It's causing them to owe. So start checking your withholding so that you are prepared for the next upcoming tax season and you're not faced with that issue.
Now, how do you help the people, how so many people nowadays, they have a bunch of side hustles and they might have money coming in from all different places. Maybe they have an Etsy shop, or maybe, some people pay them through Venmo. How do you keep track of all that stuff?
So with a lot of those vendors, like Etsy and Venmo, of course, you can run reports for them at the beginning of the year, monthly, to see what your transactions are as far as what you brought in. So again, it goes back to when I said like making a list, because we do have a lot of people that sell products and they sell on different platforms. So keep in mind all the places you sold something or you did business somewhere, and then go into each one, run a report from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022, and get your total for each one of those platforms.
Now, is there something that you, when you're working with your clients, that you see all the time where you're like, man, if they would have done this one thing, this could have saved them so much either money or time? Is there anything that you see over and over from folks that if they would just make a couple little changes, it would make their life so much easier?
The funniest thing is pay your taxes. That will make your life so much easier. The worst part of it is, of course, nobody wants to pay taxes. We don't want to give our money to the government. I mean, who wants to do that, right? But if you go ahead and pay it, then you save yourself time and heartache and anxiety at the beginning of the year when you're scared now that you got to face a tax bill. And that's for, again, individuals and small business owners, because if employees, if you're an employee and you're allowing them to go ahead and take what they're going to take out during the year, then you're not worrying about whether you're going to face a tax bill at the beginning of the year. Now you got to owe the IRS. And same thing for small business owners. As small business owners, a lot of them not educated to know that you are responsible for your own tax bill. In order for you to take care of that, you have to pay your taxes quarterly. So go ahead and put some money into your taxes. Nobody wants to do it, but guess what? The government is going to get their money regardless if you pay it now or later. So save yourself some heartache and just go ahead and let them get it now.
Now, was there anything because of COVID? Was there opportunities for folks that they could take advantage of this year or not?
Now, that's the sad part about this year. So the sad part about this year is the fact that the last 2 years, we have had so many credits that have benefited both individuals and small business due to COVID. And unfortunately, in 2022, this tax season, a lot of those credits have went away. And people are seeing way smaller refunds than they have seen in the past 2 years. So that's why it's going to be important for you now to be looking at ways that you possibly could, help increase your future taxes. Because this year, unexpectedly, people are not going to be used to how they reduced all the different credits that they have been getting due to COVID for the last 2 years. So refunds are actually smaller than they have been in the last 2 years, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, it couldn't go on forever, right?
Right. It couldn't go on forever, and the boat has stopped, but
So now,
you just have to be careful.
So if somebody wants to work with you, is it like, can they just show up at your door with a box full of receipts and documents, and then you just fix everything for them? Or is it something where if you want to work with you and your team, that it requires regular check-ins and keeping you up to date, maybe sharing their QuickBooks or whatever service they're using with you so you can kind of help them along the line?
So for me, I do take walk-ins, but if you come with a shoebox and you want us to go through your documents, that's going to be an additional fee, because it's really your responsibility to keep up with your bookkeeper or have someone to do your bookkeeping during the year. But we will assist if you have not been able to do that. We do take walk-ins. We prefer appointments. And we also have virtual services. So it doesn't matter where you're living. You can submit your information to us via our website at www.xperttaxservices.com. And it's spelled Xpert is spelled with the X. And, the only thing that we require is making sure that you have your documents and all the information that you're going to need for us to prepare your taxes.
So if somebody needed help with bookkeeping and keeping track of that, you have a service that can help them with that along the way, so that way it makes their taxes pretty easy at the end of the year.
No, we don't actually do bookkeeping at my particular company, but we do have some partners that we can refer them to that can assist them in their bookkeeping for the year. But if you have not kept up with your books for the years, then we're able to assist you to try to get your numbers together for you for this particular tax season by you either sharing, again, your QuickBooks sign in or your bank statements. We'll go in and we'll reconstruct and plug your numbers for you so that, you can have the most accurate tax return possible.
Now, it's important for business owners to be more proactive, right? Like you shouldn't be just showing up with a big pile of papers and then hope to make a move. If you have a partner with your tax service, you should be able to have them help you decide, hey, maybe you should buy this, or maybe you should start an account over here, or this is a better way to spend this money, right? Like you want to be their partner.
Correct. So we want to make sure that they are in order, and we do consult you and do sessions with you as far as helping you to do it if you need to do it yourself. I actually offer a money planner for small business owners that can help them keep up with their income and expenses monthly, yearly, and daily. So I do offer that. And then we do assist in helping them get someone to help them in making sure that they are keeping up with their information. We just don't do ongoing bookkeeping specifically at my company.
Right, but it makes everybody's life easier if they have that organized.
Correct. It definitely will.
And it probably saves you money in the long run because you don't have to have somebody just going through all that paperwork.
Right.
If you're doing a little bit each month, it's a lot easier than doing a big pile once a year.
Yes, and that's what I'm an advocate for, making sure that people definitely keep up with their books monthly instead of waiting till the beginning of the year.
So now, what's your favorite part of the job?
Say that one more time.
What's your favorite part of the job?
Oh, my favorite part of the job is educating people and making sure that they understand, again, their taxes, understand their business, understand their bottom line, and to put them in position to win in their business. I also love when I have the opportunity to introduce different things to my clients and that can help them in saving money when it's time to come to their taxes.
So now, is there a story you can share of you working with a client that you helped them get to a new level?
Well, I can share a story with you in reference to clients who maybe, had a small business and they had issues with the IRS, and they was audited, and I was able to successfully make sure they walk away with not on the IRS anything, and being able to make sure that they was able to represent their business and their finances to the IRS to where they walked away with $0 on them. Go ahead.
And that's why it's important to partner with an expert like yourself, right? Because you can't just go to QuickBooks or TurboTax and get this kind of help. You need a professional.
Definitely. And that's the thing. You said a word then. It's very important for you to understand the tax laws. A computer can do anything. You can put anything in a computer, but is you putting the correct information based off the law? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that, because when the IRS come knocking at your door, you can't say, oh, well, TurboTax told me that I'm supposed to get the credit, because you're actually responsible for what's on your documents. So it's very important for you to hire a tax professional so that you understand what the laws are and what you are entitled to when it comes to filing your taxes.
So if somebody wants to learn more, have a more substantive conversation with you or somebody on your team, one more time, that website?
They can go to www.xperttaxservices with the S on the end.com, and Xpert start with the X and not an E. You also can follow us on social media. I do a tax talk weekly because, like I said, I love educating people about their tax situation. So I do a tax talk weekly during tax season on my Facebook at Xpert Tax Service.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing such important work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
All right. This is Lee Cantor. We'll see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio.